And we're live. It says we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. And welcome everybody in the chat. Not going to go down the list there. There are just a few people here, but thank you for showing up and being here with us. And tonight our panels looks like it's going to be smaller than we normally have. So we have 5 of us. Last week we had 10. So it just depends on what's going on with people, that week. Our special guest, though, for those that could make it, we've got a special treat, and that's George, right up on the top and in the middle there, from Aquaballs. And Susie loves Aquaballs.
I do.
Hello,
It's
everybody.
kind of like Susie Sawtail. And on the panel, our members that are here are right below me is Snake, who's Mike. It's Aquatics and Things. Susie Softail, who's Q Aquatics and Exotics. And then Skipper's Aquarium is Hitman. And also another Hitman is Megalodon, Chattanooga Ed. And then we're back around, and then me, the Codfather. So, and I'm Kaler's Aquatic. So I host us. So here we are. George is going to talk to us about, and we all know George. If you don't, you need to subscribe to him because he has an awesome channel. Thank you, Jenny Lynn, new member. Thank you so much. George started out with reptiles primarily, and I'm going to let him talk about that. But then got more and more into fish. And he's going to talk a little bit about how the two of them go together and how it helped him, having reptiles to get more involved with fish and begin to keep fish. And so I'll let him do that. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat there, and any one of us might call them out, and ask them for you. So no worries. I'll highlight them if I see them, but members, to call out. Panel, to call out. So they're real good about it, so I don't have to watch too close. So George, can I blow you up and make you the only one there for a bit?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, George does live streams and so forth, so he's not shy. Welcome. Howdy.
Hello, everybody. My name is George. As you know, I've been keeping reptiles and now fish too. Since I started keeping reptiles in 2005 when I got with my wife. And, we got married in 2003. And so I started keeping snakes. I was keeping corn snakes at the time and ball pythons. And so in 2013, I got into the fish. Yeah, I had fish long before 30 gallon, but it got into the fish like I am right now in 2016, end of the 16. So since then, I went on full, garage setup and got like many tanks here and there.
Right.
So Bob asked, what got me into wanting to get into the fish from the reptiles? So reptiles are my thing since I was a little kid. I used to chase lizards in the wild and let them go back, and chameleons, and they always were my passion. But fish were something that I liked too. It was in the back of my head. The reptiles, as you see, I kept only ball pythons, so you can't always see them. They're always in their things, a little boring, as they say. There's beautiful colorations, but you got to take them out and clean them and feed them. That's the only time you pretty much see them. And so once a week. And so I started keeping fish. Fish are, beautiful, and they stress relief. And we did lose, me and my wife, a child in 2005. That helped a lot with a lot of negative thinking and always bringing positive in my place. That's pretty much, that's how we started.
You mentioned that you had corn snakes. I'm going to come on over to fish here pretty soon, since that's what we're about. But you mentioned you kept corn snakes with the ball pythons, or as well as ball pythons. Why did you give up the corn snakes?
Bob, I did corn snake, leopard geckos, bearded dragons, chameleons. So 05, we lost our baby. It was same year Steve Irwin passed away. I lost him in August 27. He was 7 weeks old. His name was Jacob. He passed from sudden infant death syndrome, and
Um,
so after that, I had to move out of the house. It was very upsetting. It wasn't fun. I hope that to never happen to anyone. It's very very sad. So we had to let go of all the stuff I had. So when I started collecting back in '07, went back to work and everything went to normal. I only went and bought ball pythons. Didn't want to get the corn snakes anymore.
okay. Yeah, I've heard you talk about before on live streams about how that happened and how hard that was. So that makes a whole lot of sense. I didn't connect the two, with the two events, but that makes sense. So sorry about that. So sorry. Because I
I
know that it
went.
was hard. You've elaborated on before and how hard it was with Marie and you. So
It was very hard. I took
yes.
everything I had to one place. It was a larger reptile store that I used to buy from him, and he gave me a check, and I went home with it. That was it. He took everything all at once, all the chameleons, bearded dragons, all the snakes I had.
Yeah. Well, when you got ready to get back into keeping things besides the ball pythons, you then eventually got into keeping fish again and keeping more fish. What helped you decide what fish to keep?
So fish. This is how it started. I met this nice gentleman. He said, "Hey, I have some few tanks here. Somebody's giving them to me. Would you want to use them? Here's some wood. I built a rack, as you see. This one is the one behind me. It's a 60-gallon, three of them on top of each other. I silicone them, and then he brought me this 120 long one. I was keeping in the 60-gallon tilapia, African cichlids, and some flower horns. And so I started breeding flower horns. I fell in love with the flower horns. I still do love them, but I don't keep any. Uh,
Right.
'Cause I don't have large, very, very. I mean, I do have nice tanks, but one day maybe again. You never know. We're fish keepers. We always try to get different fish all the time. We
Yeah,
get bored of them.
yes, we do.
Oh yeah.
I did tilapia, flower horns. I did cichlids, and then I went to the Tanzanians, and then I did angels. Now I'm doing apistogrammas and angels and zebra caras and all kinds of shrimp and on and on. We've seen everything.
Yeah. You've earned quite a reputation too the last few years in the hobby in our fish fam, especially as a master breeder. It seems like everything you touch flourishes and
It's been
proliferates.
hard. I try to work with the animals that I get. Sometimes, you know how it is. You have to give the animal at least a year to grow it up and then breed it happy. It goes the same with the ball pythons. I grow my animals very like a while before I breed them. But right now, I haven't been breeding any of my animals. Been slowing down on that side. But I'm gonna always keep the ball pythons. I do breed my own rodents too, so that's how I be able to afford to feed. I feed my rodents, and the rodents feed me.
Yeah. Hey Marie, Mrs. Aquaballs, she helps you a little bit, doesn't she, George?
Yes, oh no, she's the biggest help.
I
She
know she is. I said that tongue in cheek.
Without her, it wouldn't be any of this. Trust me, guys. Like yesterday, she's the one that went and got all the frog. Also, she bought some wood and cork bark to make another whole entire setup for another dart frog. She wanted the Santa Isabella dart frogs. We bought four dart frogs yesterday and one tadpole, the bumblebee ones. And the tadpole is a bumblebee too. So I got the tadpole, want to see if I can challenge myself. That's why I got into the fish. So kind of too. The ball python's kind of boring and easy every time. You got eggs, you got to hatch it and feed it. You do need patience with them a lot. That kind of I lost a little bit of that by being a dad with two special needs kids. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of stopped breeding the ball pythons. They were stressing me a lot, and I wasn't into it to sell and become a famous guy making all these bucks and those. I see this ball python industry these days all about that, so that's why I kind of stay away a little bit away from it. And I like the fish. You guys, you know how it is. We share each other fish, and we love the fish.
You, I just can't help thinking though that it's seems like it's fluid with you as it is with a lot of hobbyist fish and reptile. Now you're involved with amphibians.
Yes, I used to have them. I brought them once before, but we didn't do good. I didn't do that much of a research. It's way before the fish. Uh, we didn't have it. Now we know what we need to be done. You have to have the food for the fruit flies all the time. You can't give them no food, and the temperatures are very important. Humidity is very important, and so you have to have a mister inside, or you gotta mist it every day, once or twice in the beginning, and then you can do it once after when the tank establishes. So 2 to 3 times sometimes in the beginning when the starting.
Awesome. Maybe in a little bit you can show us a couple of projects you've got going and maybe a peep at the dark frogs. I know Chattanooga Ed would like to see dark frogs.
Unfortunately, I have good internet these days. I can do that for you.
Good. That's great. Yeah, there's Ed. Yeah. Well, anybody else have any comments or questions? I kind of feel like I'm sitting here monopolizing, but I'm so excited to finally get you pinned down and have you just to ourselves, to talk about this one topic. So, anybody else have any questions, comments? No? All righty. Well,
So
George,
when I was little kid, about
yeah.
10, 11 year old, mom and dad took us a lot to the mountain every weekend, uh, up over the city in the mountain. We had a beautiful river, which it doesn't exist anymore. And I played in that river all the time. Played with the fish, flipped all the rocks, found salamanders. I was part of the nature. I ran in that nature. I enjoyed it so much. And that's why I do what I do these days. I tried to get the nature in this concrete jungle that they have built. Sorry.
Does your hobbies take you back to that time?
Yes,
Is that
pretty much.
yeah? I think that's for a lot of us. It's that. Yeah.
I think mine was more of a midlife crisis, but
Susie, you're just a young girl.
I know, right? No midlife here.
Mine is.
Have any questions?
I'm looking. I'm watching.
Oh my God.
I've just always been a sucker for fish, and I kept fish in jars like minnows I would catch when I was a little kid. And when I got that first aquarium at 7, I've had at least one aquarium always since then. Got more than one now, but hey, it's just fun. It's a passion.
George, do you wear a snake around your neck like when you go out to the grocery store and stuff?
I used to do that when I only had snakes, yes, but now I'm more into I try to talk more fish. They know the first is aqua. Aqua. Hey, what's up? Aqua is here.
I gotcha.
The stores even watch my videos, like the LFSs that I go. Sometimes they know what I have and they order from me and say, "Hey, those fish we saw, can you bring them by?" Yeah.
Oh, wow, that is so awesome.
Nice.
I tell them, no problem.
Now, do you sell it for money or do you exchange them for food?
Well, I've been dealing with one store lately, and it's actually a mom and pop store. The guy gives me cash, and I feel bad taking money from him. So I try to buy stuff like every other time or all the time. So I buy plants.
Yep.
I buy everything, soil, plants, and I try not to buy something very cheap. Whatever is making.
I get the frozen clams on a half shell because I have puffers. And I know the bag is, so then after about the third time, we just do an exchange. I'll bring in different fry, whether they're axolotl babies or angelfish babies, and I get to pick whatever kind of frozen food I want.
Nice.
It works out
Yeah.
well because I need frozen food all the time.
Peplin Creek's asking where you got your new dart frogs.
I got it from Josh's Frog. So yesterday
Oh.
at the Pomona Super Reptile Show, it was very nice day. I went there. I was like the second person to get in.
Nice. How
Yeah,
early were you to be the second person to get?
it
Cool.
was
Right.
just like 45 minutes early. At 10
Okay.
o'clock, they let us in, and I got there at 9:15 when after parking to the front of the door.
Yeah.
Now, do you know anybody at Josh's Frogs? You know where I'm going with this, Mike and Susie?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't
Do
know
you?
anybody, but I actually seen
Uh,
every one of their faces on the internet that I saw yesterday there.
Oh,
So
that's
I
awesome.
kind of like I felt like I knew them because you know how
Oh, just a little.
got a little pause,
go
George.
ahead and get the frog to get them.
There we
Sorry
go.
guys, I'm like moving around. I am doing
It's
water
all right.
changes.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm like really busy. Today is my water change day, you know.
The
So
reason I ask about Josh's is because we're wanting to get them on as a guest on our Reptiles
oh
Friday
wow,
night stream. So
that
we're
would
having
be
a little
amazing.
trouble hooking up with them. So
That would be amazing.
Well, no, they
yeah.
said they would like to do it. They just need a volunteer from one of their employees who'd be
Oh,
willing.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
they were very, very nice about this.
So it was a young lady. She was a young lady, young lady, blonde looking.
Uh-huh.
She helped me so good. I'm sorry to tell you, like, okay, so I kind of did 4 transactions. They did one thing wrong. I know they will fix it. So we ordered a springtail and what's the other one called? Springtail and isopods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We paid for them. They said they couldn't ship that because of the weather. So they said to pick it up at the show. When I was there, there was a box. That's the first thing she gave me. Marie's name was on there. I took the box. I didn't even open it. I was my mistake kind of thing. So I should have opened the box. The box didn't have the springtails and the isopods. It had 2 things of ABG mix, which I do need those too. I did buy extra. So they gave me wrong stuff, you know.
Right.
I wanted my springtail and isopods. I don't have any in the frog tanks right now. So I have
Mm.
to go buy 2 cultures to make my own culture with one and the
Okay.
other one to add it into the tanks. And so I can have every week, I'm going to have to add springtails. Every week I got to have to add the springtails so I could get the bio.
I would love to hear how you're going to multiply them. How you're going to reproduce.
So I got this aquarium charcoal, which is right here. I'm going to use that. Let me show you. I don't use it for my aquariums. It's this one right here.
Okay. I have that.
Yeah, it's this charcoal. So I'm just gonna keep it in the same container and dump them in there, the springtails,
Do you
and
need to
keep
add
it
water?
moist. Yes, keep it moist.
Okay.
And maybe a couple holes on top, little tiny holes, and then
Oh, yeah,
throw a
must be
couple of rice.
minute holes because they are tiny.
Yeah, they are tiny. So you need to feed them, right? What they eat is either oatmeal or rice. They like that stuff to get fungus, and they eat the fungus.
Ah.
George Mick is asking if you can mention any milestone regarding the way you keep and breed your fish.
Milestone, like where I'm trying to reach.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I already hit all the milestones I want. There's always gonna be fish that I haven't never bred, and which lately I have one fish in mind. My friend Anthony, fishy friend, has them. Those are the Rhino Gobies.
Oh,
If you know what I'm talking about.
yes.
He's got some. He's got some. He wants me to breed them. So I'm doing research on those. I kind of have the tank for it, but they're not. The tank's not empty. It's fully loaded. So he want to kind of put it in a big tank, fast moving water, with full algae on the rocks, kind of old tank. I have one perfect for it, but I have a lot of fish in there. There's like over 40 fish in there. It's 120 gallon. So my
Okay.
milestones, I kind of reached. Like, I want to, I still getting there. I want everybody that loves fish like me to hit me up and order fish from me, and swap fish with each other. I'll send you a box that I want, and you want, and I get a box from you. Stuff like that. Like my friend Jesse, HC Aqua.
You do a lot of swapping. I know you and I did a three-way swap not too long ago.
I love doing that. That is my favorite thing because I don't like putting value on the animals, and just like if oh, by the way, I'm getting very, very exciting fish on Tuesday from Dan's Fish. If remember which ones I told you, the Melatononium Gerilani.
Oh,
Very nice.
Nice
he's got
rainbows.
some nice ones, man.
So I
Little.
can
Yeah.
have everybody wants it, they can have it.
Oh yeah, I'll be ready to swap something for sure.
When I first met Aquaballs, for the longest time, I didn't realize the balls were for ball pythons. I thought it was for bio balls.
Oh,
So
okay.
I used to call them balls all the time instead of saying the whole and then I found out that it was for the snake, and I felt so bad that I was always thinking that he was a aqua, like those bio balls. So it was pretty neat to learn more about George over the years, and he's just a super cool guy.
What
He
state
is.
are you in, George?
What snake that is? That's my baby that I made. It's the genetic stripe coral glow.
Beautiful.
Coral glow genetic stripe. It's a recessive with a codominant.
George has to have a fan above him because he's out in his garage and it's pretty warm and humid. But where are you located, George? Where do you live?
I'm in Los Angeles, California.
Woo!
Oh, okay.
I've been
Yeah.
here since 2001, January 9th.
You are on the other side of the country. I am in Pennsylvania. You are all the way on the other side of the country.
No problem. I'll send you any fish you like here. Tomorrow I got a box.
There's
I'm
some very
gonna,
strict laws about
I
certain.
got 2 boxes tomorrow. They're gonna go
I
to
love it.
Jack and Dan.
I love it.
He sent me fish, and they all made it, and I'm all the way on the other side also.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
George does a great job.
Yeah, it is.
I don't
need
have
to learn.
anything to swap. I got parrotfish, blue and white parrotfish. Nobody wants them, I know. Don't look away like that.
I'm working with a lot of fish. Like I'm thinking, like
Saltwater parrotfish.
Susie, you know what I want from you? A visit in your backyard.
Ah,
I love your backyard so much.
anytime at
That is
all.
my dream, to have a house and have a Suzy Q backyard.
Anytime at
Her,
all. Mono.
her bridge and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I love that bridge. That's one of my favorite, what do you call, like garbage finds. I just love it.
Hey, Eric,
I had a
welcome.
dream one time like that. Came in my dream, all the fish and stuff too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you should follow your dreams. I love it.
yes.
Well, if
Eric,
ever
you
you're
wanna
on the
come up?
East Coast, you're welcome here anytime, every time. I got a couch you can sleep on. You got to be fighting the parrot for it, but come on down.
George, you have saltwater too, don't you?
A few saltwater tank. I'm gonna make it less and less. So corals didn't do good with me. So good. I kind of like the inside the house kind of got a little busy, and the heat, the temperature, too much water adding, and like it's too much. Those nano tanks were too much. Maybe I'll keep one nano tank and one saltwater fish only tank. So that's only I'm gonna be keeping 2 tanks only. The rest of it I'm gonna turn them all off.
Well, it's good to keep that culture going, that bacteria going for the salt. Sorry, Ed, I cut you off.
Well,
I did lose a lot of money. I tell you that much. I got into it too fast and I got overwhelmed. Yes, it does happen.
Yes.
How far away are you from the ocean? Like, if you have to drive, is it like? I know that you're not that far, but because of all
10
the roads
minutes.
and traffic. Oh, that's awesome.
I am like about 7 miles away from Seal Beach.
Wow. Are you allowed to catch things? I know you can't catch coral, but are you allowed to catch stuff in the ocean?
No, not even allowed to take sand. No.
Oh,
You
wow.
can't even take the sand?
There's certain fish you can touch. So many laws. I know the laws here. I love the way they have the preserved the laws, which is, you know.
Oh, you're going to tell me I can't take the sand. Challenge accepted.
You can buy it. I mean, that's what they look at it as. You know, everybody gonna go there to take
Yeah.
it and destroy the land. So I
Yeah.
agree with the government. You know,
No, I see
no,
what you're saying.
and I rather go buy the stuff, clean it, wash it a little bit, put it in your tank. No bacteria, nothing.
Yep, I'm with you.
Something that some people may not know is that George is a chef. He is an actual chef. So he's quite known for his cookouts and his barbecues. And so Nick is asking, what's your favorite barbecue meal suggestion for any barbecue sauce?
Well, we do have our own rub. My wife does have the recipe. It's for us. So if she wants to share it, you gotta ask.
I see her in the chat.
Yeah.
My brother Vinay Color Guppy, I sent him some. He tried it. He said it's very good.
Nice. Message me, Marie. Wink, wink. Message me.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I tried corals myself, and I can keep the saltwater fish, but I cannot grow saltwater corals. Not even the ones they call weeds. Like I just.
Let me take you guys inside, show you some dark frog.
Yes.
You got some awesome stuff.
Yeah,
I do have little ponds outside too in my garden. Right now it's looking a little dry. My berry bush is dying kinda. You can see that berry bush kind of drying up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 ponds going, and actually more than that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 of them.
You have more ponds than I do. That's awesome.
13.
Woohoo!
Okay, hold on.
Wow.
Hold on.
George is always cooking. Yeah.
Did he say hold on and then push the button, didn't he? He pushed the button.
No, I'm right here. Hold on.
Okay.
One second. I'm trying to turn the camera around.
He's got to get by the family first.
Oh, yeah, right. There's ponds stashed on the side of the house. That's awesome. My neighbors would complain, and they would, I'm sure they would complain.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, if they could see them.
if they saw them that close to their property. Oh my goodness, I'm already in love.
Dart frogs do not jump.
Wow.
These are the new ones
look
from
at 'em.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're so tiny. Are they babies?
Those are like 3 months old, Bob.
Look at that.
There's only one I can see right now. Where are the rest
So
of
I see
them?
you got ficus, you got philodendron. What is that? Alopecia? Like, what is that with the white vein in it?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I
that's
got
a
the
Birkin.
name.
That's a Birkin. I know
There's
what that is.
Fern-looking thing.
Yep.
There's
That's
this
the one I'm
beautiful.
talking about.
That was $8. Josh's frog had these. This was $7, and this was 5 for $30. That thing it was $10. Oh yeah, this was like $12.
That's my favorite. That's a ficus. I love those.
That one, right? I have bunch. I just took a little bit and put it around.
Yes, I love
What
it.
type
Wow.
of
And
light
then
do you have on these?
little bit of Monstera I have outside.
Yeah.
I've been growing a
Monstera.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
and then
hooked you up?
I got the full sporum.
I love it. Now, how many times a day do you mist it, or is it automatic?
Oh, look at the froggies coming over.
Oh yeah.
Feed me, Daddy. Feed me.
No, I do have a Mr. King thing watch on, but I haven't hooked it up yet.
Okay, you're in the midst, so you have to manually mist it. How many times a day?
I've been doing 2 times a day.
Okay,
Let's
beautiful.
see if we can see this little guy here. Strawberry, where are you?
Now, if
He's
you
a
feed them the
strawberry.
right, if you can feed them the right stuff, will they be poisonous?
I'm sure, Ed, what they eat in the wild makes them poisonous. So these guys, unless you go to the wild and get those bugs that they eat in the wild to make them venomous, which the bugs eat that plants that is venomous, that's how they become poison. So I am only feeding them fruit flies.
Okay.
I have a bunch of cultures made up right here.
Now, are both of those enclosures going to be tied to the same misting machine?
Yes, but this one here only has one frog, and we don't add anything else. When that frog is no more, I'm gonna destroy this whole thing, redo it all over. But I'm putting another one next to it.
Oh.
Yeah. So soon I'm building some. There's another one the same size in the garage, empty. I'm gonna have to do the wood I got and the foam inside and everything. Very nice. I'm gonna try to make it nicer than this, all myself.
That's
How-
very nice. How tall is that tank? Is that like 24 inches tall?
Yes. So it's I believe it's 18 by 24 or something like that. It's Exoterra.
That is
It's one of
perfect
the.
for dart frogs. Wow.
Yeah. So I got 4 of them in here, and there's a tadpole right there. Let's see if we can see. Oh yeah, tadpole. Oh,
What?
here. Oh, oh.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Is that a dart frog tadpole?
It's the same exact dart frog. So
Oh my
it's kind. I
gosh.
put the tang in there, black water from Aro with the katap. What is it called? Indian almond leaf I use, not
Uh-huh.
katapa. And I boiled the Indian almond, and then I dumped it in the 5 gallon. I took the 5 gallon water and I put it in this. I'm gonna be changing it every 3 days. And they gave me food. They told me the guy sold me that tadpole is different than the frogs. So the tadpole I got from the Dart Frog Connection. I love that guy. He's got expensive frogs. If you want expensive frogs, you go to the Dart Frog Connections. If you want cheaper frogs, and it's all captive bred, by the way.
Right. And so Josh is affordable. Do we have people in the hobby that are
Wait,
a fish fam that breed dart frogs?
I'm sure there is.
'Cause
I don't
would
have any
imagine
dart
that's very
frogs,
hard
but
to do.
How
I don't
long do
have
they
any
live?
dart frogs, but I'm going to have some American green tree frogs next week from Kenny
Ooh, nice.
to ease into it. We'll see.
Kenny's cool.
Kenny is cool.
What's the life expectancy of a dart frog?
Oh, Ed, it's about 20 years, buddy.
Holy cow!
Oh, maybe
Dart
not. I
frog
don't know.
lives about 20 years, 15 to 20 years.
I love the
Very-
sounds they make at night. Oh my
They
god.
sing just like canaries.
Oh, they're beautiful. Beautiful. You're making me want to set up some frog tanks.
I so want to do like in the 10 gallons and some smaller species, and then so whenever they're growing up, you can keep them in the smaller tanks too. I want to set up like a rack, put 20 gallons with the acrylics on top of it,
Mm-hmm.
and just bioactive with pothos and whatever extra plants that I have, just like that.
Well, Bob
Okay.
has this door that you can put onto a fish tank, or he can get them like that. And I was thinking about doing the 20 long up on end. Would that be a good size for let's say 3 or 4 dart frogs?
Yes, 20 is a perfect size for
20
them.
long on end with a front opening, and Bob has one right behind him where he sits.
Oh, so you're gonna turn the 20
Yep.
on the side, and you're gonna put acrylic in front with the door opening up,
Yes.
right? You
You
can do
just-
that, or just leave the tank the way it is, and just put the acrylic on top. That would work too, but you will
I
just
thought
have to
dart
access
frogs
them.
like to climb.
They do like to climb, but you have to cover the top.
Okay.
So, yeah, this acrylic, you just, what's the stuff? Not glue, but whatever, silicone. You just run a bead of silicone around the lip and set it in there. And I'm going to be getting some more of them too. I love it.
Yeah, do a video on that when you get that, Bob, because I really like that idea a lot.
Okay.
Because I have tons of aquariums on the side of my house that are upside down, and I would love to set up a dart frog enclosure.
Did you see
Neighbors
this
are
one I
gonna
did
get you.
here in the paladarium behind me?
Let's see.
The big one, the Exoterra, the big paladarium I did.
Oh, wow.
It's all rain. It's Very beautiful, guys.
I've seen it on your live stream, but it's been a while.
Yeah, let's see. Can you see or no?
George,
Let's see. Hold on.
George, do you have a cat?
I have 5 cats at home.
Oh, that's
Yay.
awesome.
George is
I'm
a
a cat
man.
guy.
Yeah, see there. Eric Furlow wants to know if you're going to go to the reptile show in Daytona that's coming up.
Daytona, Florida, right?
Yeah.
No, I cannot travel, guys. Sorry.
I thought you went to a show somewhere recently.
Yeah, just the one in Pomona here.
Oh, you didn't go to one over in Texas like a month ago?
No.
Wrong,
I
George.
never fly, Bob. I will drive, no fly.
I don't blame you.
No.
I
Okay,
wish I
so
had the
I'm gonna
money.
turn the lights on, and it's actually a little pinkish, but I do have different color lights. I'm just turning the pink one on so you can see everything.
Wow, another one of those California laws. You can only have 5 cats. Not that I would want more than 5, but the fact that
Oh yeah,
laws-
I heard about that. There is a law in here. You only have allowed to have 5 cats. How
yeah.
about this? Are you allowed to have 5 cats indoor and 5 cats outdoor? Or... You know what I'm talking about? Because there's outdoor and indoor cats.
Just switch them out every 12 hours.
So the mother of the kitties that I have, I rescue my cats. I do not like to go buy them, especially
Right.
the cats are very available. I don't recommend you buying cats. If you can rescue them, rescue them. How it happened? There was a mother cat. She was pregnant. She had the babies in our yards outside, in the patio, like outside, not in patio, but between the cars where we park our cars. One night, gardeners came in. They were doing gardening job. She took off, and I heard the babies. They were gonna get stumbled on by the gardeners. I ran in there, stopped them. Yeah, I stopped the gardeners. I said, "Back off. There's kitties here. You don't even see them." So I grabbed the kitties. I brought the mom in. She nursed them in the house. There were 6 kitties, and 2 I gave away to a friend of ours. She have them still, and then I kept the 4. And the mom, she took off finally. She doesn't want to stay indoor. She's an outside kitty.
yeah.
So she's around. We feed her, but she doesn't come. Like she doesn't want you to love on her. None of that stuff.
Right.
Oh,
And the other kitty I have 2 years ago, I was in the back of the LFS. It was a black cat stuck in the car. The owner of the car took a hose, watered it. It jumped out, grabbed it. I brought it home, and I have her. She's my favorite. Totally black kitty.
Oh. Oh. Look at that.
That's crippled Ginny. Sorry, guys.
So is that a mister or is that just a drip system coming through the back?
Okay, you've seen the DOA systems, right?
Yes.
The DOA.
Yeah.
So that in the back is exactly like a DOA system. So this is a big system, not a small one. So what I did is I kind of like took the idea, the sponge filters, the sponges in the back, and I stuck them in there with moss on them.
Right.
And there's a hose going from the bottom all the way to the top with holes in it. That's always going down. There's another one going here on the rocks. There's like a little waterfall always going down.
That's cool.
And then this is a mist system too. Every so much it comes up.
Wow, that is beautiful. Now you have a pump directing the water from the bottom up to the top of those sponges.
So there's 3 pumps. One of them is for the misting. It's called Mist King system. It's in the back. The water gets sucked from there. It's right here.
Uh-huh.
I have a filter on top of the head. And there's actually betas. There's one of the betas built a bubble nest in there too. And it's a beta mahachai, wild beta
oh my
mahachai.
gosh.
Now, do
There's
these
like-
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Do these frogs jump in the water?
The water I'm changing once a week, Ed.
Well, do those frogs jump into it?
No, the frogs are 3 frogs. Here, he opened his eye. Red-eyed
Hey,
tree
buddy.
frog.
He's all head.
What?
Yeah.
That is so cute.
His name is One Eye. What was his name? One Eye something. One Eye
One-eyed
Willie.
Willie.
Willie. Yeah, One Eye Willie. And this is Crippled Jenny.
Oh.
Sorry,
Oh, my
guys. This
God.
is what I got. A friend of mine gave him to me, and I didn't know they were gonna be like that.
So what happens if one of the pumps is? How do you get to the pump if you need to do service on it?
So I'm sure the big pump not need service. The small one, maybe. I don't really need that small one.
Oh,
To
okay.
tell you
So
the
if it
truth.
goes out, you're just gonna let it. You gotta keep it going.
Yeah, if I have to, I might have to tear it down, and it's not that hard to do that. It's all like a puzzle. None of the rocks are glued. I can
Oh
just
wow.
take it piece by piece apart and put it right back to each other, like together again.
And is there any substrate in there at all, or it's all glass bottom?
There's only sand, and that's it.
Oh, I see it.
Fine sand, like a beige color.
Uh huh. I
Sorry
gotta
for
tell
the
you, I've
light.
been sitting in front of this tank the whole. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous.
It seems like it's only been 2 or 3 weeks that you set this up, George.
Yes, it's growing so nice too, Bob.
It
Look, the
is.
Bormelia is throwing all the roots on there. I even trimmed some of that, what you call it, the Monstera. I took it in there. This was growing too fast.
And then the
What-
bromeliads, or whatever you say, you have it into the foam.
The Bormeliads are just sitting on the wood, and it's throwing its roots, and it's just anchoring it by
Okay.
itself.
Okay.
What
What
type
kind
of
of-
lights do you
That's
use?
what I was going to ask you.
Oh, that plant is really pretty, and you can find it at like Home Depot. It's got pink on there. Look, it's really like a pink plant. And my pink light is not showing, but it's actually this color, pink.
That's
beautiful.
a begonia is what that is.
Yeah, yeah, it's really
Yeah.
pretty plant. I like it, and it's growing very nice, very shiny color. This one's you guys know what that is, Anubis. This one, Lagunandra moboldii, red. This is a new plant. I forgot the name, but it's aquatic. Almost everything aquatic plants. This one's a new one. Almost looks like an Anubias, but it grows like Anubias and the Busipilandra, but it's not. Here's another Anubias. Here's an Anubis nana petite. There's more Anubis here.
And they're all being grown immersed.
Yes, and there's some. My favorite plant is gonna look like this one here. It's Alternata renicii, AR mini.
Yeah.
That really does really good on this environment.
Ed asked what kind of lights you've got on there.
So I'm different light. That one's a really powerful one, just for a few hours, and then I got like a little strip lights like that,
Oh, okay.
couple of them. So it's a lot of light. And then at night I turn it off because the frogs are nocturnal. These ones, they come up at night, and I feed them every other day.
Nick is asking if you've ever seen the beta jump for the same live food you give to the frogs.
I'm sure no, I didn't see that. And I'm feeding the medium cricket. Those betas are tiny. They're not gonna go after the cricket. Oh, here's the beta male.
Oh, I thought you were feeding these frogs those flightless fruit flies too. Okay.
No, those frogs are too big for flightless fruit flies.
Okay.
They eat medium-sized crickets.
It's a beautiful setup.
Very beautiful.
I'd like to get one of those.
Right?
I had this. Remember, I used it for my mud skippers long time ago.
Yeah.
That's the exact same tank.
Okay.
Do you still keep the mud skippers, or did you get rid of them?
I did give them to Anthony Fishy friend.
Oh, that was nice. He's a cool guy.
Oh yeah.
Were they the African mud skippers or the Indian?
Yes, the large ones. I had 4 of them for a long
I
time.
have one, and I've had one for a very long time, and he's not getting much bigger. He's like 5-6 inches, but he's a big guy.
If I find the Indian ones, the freshwater, I want to breed them really badly.
Oh, why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
So we can have it.
No,
A lot of
that's
people,
the answer. Yep, that's
a lot of people want them.
yeah.
One day maybe I move California just to have a, what's his name, Exolato.
Axolotl, yeah, but they're illegal in California, huh?
Yeah.
tank.
They
They're
sure
legal
are.
in New Jersey too.
I got to get one of those for my son now.
Mhm. Oh, Susie, if your mud skipper gets lonely, I have 3 of those guys, the Africans.
Oh,
So,
really?
and I'd do a swap with you for something. Yeah,
What did you say?
I said I would do a swap with you for something.
Oh, that would be awesome. Now they
My
have
3.
yours in brackish water.
Oh yeah, they're Africans. They're
Yeah.
in brackish
Yeah.
water. They're right by my bed. Yeah, I love
Oh,
them.
that
I
would be
watch
so
them.
cool.
I wish you take like 5 or 6 of my avatar angels, my friend.
Who, me or
Yes,
Susie?
No,
you.
you, Bob.
You have my
Oh,
Philippine blues. I want you to have those avatars so you see the difference between them.
okay. You don't have to twist my arm for that.
I got big ones ready to pair up right now. I'll send
Awesome.
you 6 of them.
Let me
No
know
one,
what you want. Let me know what
no,
you want.
Well,
no one spoke for them. Well, we'll see. Some rainbows you have, I know I don't have, or I have. Maybe I need more of them. I'm missing bunch of females of like the trifasciata from Goiter River, and I got an exorati. I'm missing females of those. I got 2 big, nice, beautiful males. I'm looking for females.
Oh, wow.
well,
The Goiter River, I don't have. Sorry, Skipper,
we
but
should
we'll
work.
talk.
We should work out a 3-way trade here.
Yep.
Okay, George is gonna send the avatars to Bob. Bob's gonna send the mud skippers to Susie, and Susie, I heard she has some really nice parrots to send to you.
Oh, you got it opposite though, Ed. I was telling Susie she could send her mud skipper to me.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought you were going to send me the mud skipper.
Oh
Bob.
no, I can't let
that's
my
what I
babies.
thought. That's what he said.
Oh, I should have said that differently. No, I can't give up my babies. They're my babies.
I know, aren't they adorable?
No.
Well,
I'm
they're
just
give them.
looking for another mud skipper about the same size. I don't want that one too small because I think this guy would fight him and just eat him. He's big.
They can go mean. Yes, that's what I thought. It wasn't even enough for. This is like a 40 breeder, little bigger than a 40 breeder size, the Paladarium,
Yeah.
and the 4 was not enough. They needed a lot of.
Oh, a lot of
fight,
space.
they were fighting for territory.
Yes.
Huh.
They're very territorial. Like, whoop.
Mm-hmm. The Africans are
have,
very beautiful.
My 3 are in a 40 breeder.
I got some gorgeous mollies in with mine that are breeding beautifully in with my mud skipper in the brackish water.
I haven't tried
I don't know.
that.
I don't know if you guys know. I was feeding them blackworms, right? California blackworms.
Uh-huh.
We don't even have them anymore here.
Why?
So for some reason, I have no idea why, but we have a blackworm shortage in California, and my LFS do have it. They only sell you 1 scoop a week, pretty much. They don't even want to give you any more than that.
Oh my.
So I don't want to get my fish used to it, and I haven't fed my fish over 3 months blackworms. No more.
Now, speaking of worms, I'm starting a red wiggler farm. The little red wiggler worms, they're a little bit bigger. They're much smaller than earthworms, but they're perfect for my axolotls and my turtles and half of my tortoises. I just put them in their enclosure. They dig down into the dirt, and then the tortoises will find them and pull them out and stuff.
You know, they sell those at Walmart. I found out, like in the fishing department, the sporting.
Yes. So I wanted some healthy ones that are, living off of vegetables, and so
Right.
it takes a long time to gut load them. So I figure I'll just try breeding them.
Yep.
So I'm breeding those now. That's pretty fun.
Right now, I'm feeding fruit flies to the frogs, right? So later on, when they get bigger, you can feed them rice beetles, flower beetles. They
No
do eat those.
way.
Yes, they eat that stuff.
Even that big, hard, crunchy shell? Wow.
Yes, they like that. That's actually calcium. You got a vitamin, multivitamin. I'm using something called Dendrocare,
Yeah.
which the name of the vitamin.
Oh, because I get a lot of those because my worms turn into them. I wonder, would my Australian tree frog, the White's tree frog, eat them, you think?
Well,
He's
white
about 4 inches now.
white tree frogs are bigger. They do like mealworms and stuff like that. Dubia roaches, they eat that.
Yeah, I
So
got dubious.
the tree frogs, they only get about an inch and a half. The maximum 2 inches. The biggest one, I think,
No.
2.5 inches. Yeah,
Okay.
they don't get that big. There's ones they only grow as the thumbnail ones. They call them. Yeah, the thumbnail frogs. I think. They're called.
Oh,
You know what frogs I really liked? The look at them, but just to look at them. The glass frogs, they interesting, very beautiful. You can see them.
you can see them eating, right? Like inside.
There you see their heartbeat, their organs
Yeah.
inside.
That's
The
crazy.
best video of them I seen, it was a national. I don't know if I'm supposed to say the name on that channel. Uh, the frog is
Oh.
getting attacked by a wasp, and he's defending his babies. He smacks the
Oh,
wasp with his hind leg. They're made for that. That very
that
interesting.
is so cool. Oh, then and geographic.
The
Are you allowed
the
to say
males
that? Is that
the
a
males
copyright if you say it?
the males defend the babies until they actually become they're metamorphosized, I believe. That's a cool thing.
Nickham's saying the Californian blackworms doubled in price before summer. They're in Europe. It may be a connection to why they're
Yeah.
lacking them. Yeah.
So that misting system, now that you bought a commercial one and set it up, would it be hard for somebody to make one from scraps?
Oh yeah, let me show you real quick. So this is the one that I bought a while ago. I had one. This recently, you saw that tank, right? The small one and the big
Yes.
one I just showed.
Mhm.
So a gentleman said that he had 4 frogs, a neighbor of mine that goes to the same local fish store. So I said, okay, I'll buy it. He gave me a price. So when I went to pick it up, he said, sorry, I only have 1 frog left. So we went down on the price, $100, which is affordable. So the misting system by itself is $175.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I got a good deal. I pretty much only paid for this. I got 2 tanks and a frog for free.
Oh, cool.
Sometimes you find the deals, but the tank is good. I'm using it. And that froggy is just by himself. He's just gonna grow up. Just gonna keep him by himself. This one is very good. Why? Let me explain to you. Because you can program it. It has a little adapter.
Nice.
You can program it. Very, very easy. You can put it every day, whatever time you want it to come, Monday to Sunday. It has all the programming in there. As 9 times you can get it going every day. At 9, I believe it's only 9 times.
And
So
that pump is outside of the water.
Oh yeah, it's a very strong pump. If you run out of water in your reservoir, will not burn, but it's not recommended to run dry, of course. It's mosquito, man. Sorry guys, mosquito. I'm being bit. So it's a good pump. I recommend you buying this than the cheaper one. Now I did get the cheaper one. It's $55 on Amazon. This one's around 250, 175. It all depends
Right.
which one you get. So the one on Amazon, all you're missing is a timer. If you can get that timer going the way you want it, you just plug it to the wall and it does the same thing. But
Really?
it's not as strong. This one would make 13 nozzles. The bigger one would do 23 nozzles.
What
The
do
cheaper
they
one about
measure how
5.
what do they measure how strong that is by horsepower? Watt?
MKP 125 to 50. I believe that's how they call him an MKP. MKP, yeah, whatever that means.
I gotta work on this. Because I don't think I could buy a system like that, but I have lots of pumps. I have an irrigation system for misting.
This is on Amazon available.
Yeah, but it's expensive. I
It's
have pumps.
worth it. Oh wow, look, it's on right now. Mine just came on this time.
Oh,
Let me
cool,
show
let's
you.
see. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes.
Now, Mike, you have a mister also, don't you?
Yeah.
Is it the
That's what
same
I have,
membrane?
the misting system.
So I have another one right here with the timer and everything set up for this tank.
And where's your reservoir? Is that one of those?
Our reservoir is actually, it's in, this is it.
Oh.
You
Ah.
can see, Susie, let me show you. Here's the line going in, pretty much all the way down there, and there's like a little filter thingy. Not a filter, which is like an air stone.
And that keeps sand out of it and just the water.
Uh-huh. And debris.
Right. And you're not going to run out of water because you're missing it right back into the system again.
Exactly. And I'm changing the water all the time. And the frogs are happy.
Oh, I got to do this. I got to try this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea there.
George, it looks like. Go ahead and finish what you were going to say. Go ahead.
I use lava rocks from our rock yard. I paid for the whole entire 100-pound, $23, guys.
Oh wow.
Wow. Mine pale in comparison. I got to step up my game. I am loving looking at this. This
I
is
wish-
beautiful.
I wish
That's
George was my next door neighbor.
Right.
Oh,
I
my
see.
neighbors love me. They always tell me, you guys are the best. We love you so much.
I see frogs in Ed's very near future. Very near.
So
You can put
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
you can put all kinds of frogs in this. You don't have to put 3 frogs. There's many different frogs. Like there's Amazon rainforest frogs that are tiny. You can put those in there. They're pretty, and you can put as many as 15, I believe. So you can put milk frogs, I believe, in there too.
Ooh.
So many different ones you can put in this. It's a rain chamber, and when you put them in the rain chamber, the frogs will breathe for you. And then how they do it, the tree frogs will lay it underneath the leaf, the clutch of egg. When the clutch of egg is ready, it will drop in the water, become as a tadpole, and you just feed it fish food. I'm sure I'm gonna have to take the fish out of there, or else they'll be eaten. And then you feed it fish food and different types of fish food, like a fish, and then they'll grow up legs and they hop out, and they'll become frogs again.
So the other system you have has a false bottom, the one you got from Joss's frog that you built up has. So where do you get the reservoir for that one?
That one you have to have a reservoir, which I have one. I'm about to set up. It's right here. You see,
Oh,
it's got a
okay.
little. It's got a little hole for the water thingy, and right there, I just have to wash this real good and then hook up that mist. It came with it, so it was all in one, everything.
Okay.
This
And that's
It was
about
good,
5
Joe.
gallons, right?
one, yes, that one is a 5 gallon, perfect. And I'm doing this tank right here.
What
I'm
is the
waiting.
purpose of that false bottom? Is it just
Well-
for cleaning or?
No, Bob, to keep the dirt from mixing with the water you have, and to keep it humid. And it's you have to use some. If you're using a sponge, I don't recommend it. People showing sponges, that sponge is always moist, guys. Think about it. Lava rocks is the best thing. Excess water stays in the bottom. Whenever that false bottom fills up with water, you have to empty it to the top of the dirt. So you don't want your water mixing with the dirt. It becomes very like
Nasty.
bad, nasty, stagnant, like becomes stinky. So that's a bad no-no for the frog.
I have given
Okay.
recommendations to people that use that glow in the dark, like gravel in the beginning, and now they don't want to use it anymore. You can use that as your layer on the bottom.
Yes.
That way you're not in any of your fish tanks anymore. And you don't.
And some,
Right.
if you want to do the thing like this, to use fish bacteria, fish sponges, and the same with the vivarium. You use, squeeze some dirt from your sponge filters too.
This is beautiful, man. You're giving me so many ideas.
Yeah, but only because you're keeping fish in there, right? That's the only reason you need the bacteria.
Well, I think you would need it too for the tadpoles, right? If they drop eggs.
So
Yeah, that's true.
look, The smaller tank, I use the aqua soil. You can use aqua soil instead of the dirt. But on the bottom, you still have to have false bottom.
Okay.
The aqua
Got it.
soil is staying moist, but not saturated. And you can grow baby tears, anything in there, aqua soil. We love aqua soil.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. George,
And I believe the springtails, they live in the aqua soil too. They're charcoal.
they do. Yeah, I think they do. I'm going to go ahead and stop us here, George. I think that some of us could go on another hour very easily.
Oh my God.
But, Ed's not. But Kenny started a few minutes ago, so I was watching for a link to post there. But some people said great stream and went on over, not to miss there. But we had 44 and 45 people in here most of the time, and it was mostly about the frogs and that kind of thing rather than what we started out to do, which is fine.
Vivariums and holy cow.
Yeah.
Right, but that's where the questions and conversation led us. So I think it was awesome. People obviously have an interest in back and forth, so that's what we were hoping to promote. So, but thank you so much, George. Will you come back another time? And
Oh, absolutely. I want to talk about a lot more than we did, about the species and why I have the frogs and why I got them, why I have this fish and why I have that. We
awesome,
haven't even
And
scratched the surface yet.
awesome.
That's
And are you? Go ahead,
don't
Mike.
forget, we'll see George September 2nd on Reptiles. So.
That's what I was going to say.
Get
What
ready
day
to dig in deep there, George.
on the
Thank you.
reptile? Yeah. Thank you, George.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody in the chat for showing how interested you were in this, asking questions and sticking with us. And thank you, panel. All these people are awesome on here. So if you don't already
Quick
subscribe,
question.
check them out. What?
Quick question. Is
Yes, sir.
Hitman down there in case I don't do good, he's going to hit me?
Yes, you are. Watch it.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. All right. Thank you, everybody. And I'll see y'all over at Kenny, over at Daniken's. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.